Assalamu alaikum and Eid Mubarak in advance.
Yeah, okay. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the, I need to look it up, 921st meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. Today, we are on the eve of Eid al-Adha, at least it's the eve in most portions of the country. I'm sure there are some places where they've already celebrated the first day or even the second or third day of the Eid. And that's how we are. But at least apparently everybody is just waiting for Eid tomorrow and everybody is engaged with the preparations. So it is a very joyous time of the year for all of us, and we wish everyone the best of health and spirits at this time. So for those who are joining a Toastmasters meeting for the first time, uh, Toastmasters is a worldwide non-profit organization. It is headquartered in Colorado, USA, and it runs Toastmasters clubs around the world. What happens is that there are more than 17,000 Toastmasters clubs around the world, and they follow the same curriculum and the same structure that is standardized by Toastmasters International. The main aim of the organization is to enhance the communication and leadership skills of its members. It's about 100 years old now, and it was founded by Dr. Ralph P. Smedley. When it was founded, it used to be limited to men only, number one. And secondly, it used to focus on the communication skills only. Since then, amongst many other developments, one of the most important has been that finally they decided to include females as well within a few decades. And secondly, it started focusing on leadership skills as well as communication skills. Another major development happened a few years ago when the curriculum of Toastmasters was thoroughly revised and revamped. And now the current curriculum is called Pathways, and it is standardized across the world. It is largely online based, and it is basically divided into 11 different pathways. So with that, we have the fortune of having many guests today. So I will start with our honorable guest from Madagascar, who has labeled herself as Patricia from Madagascar. So Toastmaster Patricia, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for your warm welcoming. As you guess, I'm from Madagascar. I am in the same club as Karim. He has invited both of us, Maif and I. I've started the journey in Toastmaster since I think October 2020, I think, IPP. I didn't remember well. I'm still at level 2. I'm finishing it. My pathway is presentation mastery. And I'm really pleased to be here today.
Thank you so much. Most welcome, Toastmaster Patricia. We hope you have a wonderful time with us. We are thoroughly honored and thrilled that you chose to join us today. We have several other guests. We have Toastmaster guest Mahifa. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Please educate me in terms of your pronunciation and also introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Maif. I'm not really good at pronunciation, but I try to give my best. But I'm glad to be here with you today. As Patricia said, Karim has invited us about joining this meeting today, and we are glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We couldn't be happier to have Toastmaster Karim as one of our members, and couldn't be more honored that you all have joined us today. We have Toastmaster Mahesan. Can you please introduce yourself? And please forgive me if I mispronounce your name.
Good, hello, good evening, everyone. Didn't mispronounce it really. It's
Okay.
correct.
Okay.
Okay, thank you for giving me this speech. So we are from Madagascar. We are from the first Toastmasters Club of Madagascar. So my name is Myson. I am a former vice president education. I think it was in 2019, and I was one of the charter member of the first Toastmasters Club of Madagascar in 2018. And I'm glad to be here with you. So we have been all invited by Karim Magani, Toastmaster Karim Magani, a very, very wonderful member. Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Back to you.
Thank you so much. We are united in being on the same planet, and secondly, we are united in being linked through Toastmaster Karim Meghani. So, welcome to our meeting. Next, we have okay. Finally, one name I feel reasonably confident about: Ali Reyes. Would you like to introduce
So,
yourself?
hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ali Riaz. So basically, I did my bachelor in industrial engineering and currently working in United Electric as a method specialist. So this is my first event in a Toastmaster. So I hope that this will a great event for us.
Okay, most welcome, Mr. Ali Reyes, and thank you so much for joining us. Next, we have someone named Zoom user. So, Mr. or Miss Zoom user, first of all, would you like to tell us your name, and secondly, would you like to introduce yourself? Okay, I believe they have. Okay, we also have Fish on Wheels. Right. That sounds familiar. So, Mr. Fish on Wheels, since you are new to this audience, would you like to introduce yourself? Okay, he has speed as well. Anyhow, I think we are through with the guests, and yeah. So I would now request our VP Education or okay, Mr. Fish on Wheels. Can you hear me? I think he is having some yeah. Mr. Fish on Wheels, can you hear me? Mr. Fish on Wheels, can you hear me? Okay, I think there are connectivity issues, but in the meantime, another guest has joined us, Naveen Parwal. Naveen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, good evening. I'm Naveen and I'm joining in from Singapore. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you, and most welcome to our meeting.
Thank you.
So, Toastmaster Imran, do we have a business section before we can move on to the
Yes,
proper?
we do have this section. So, okay, so our last meeting was on 14th of July, and the theme was food and festivities. It was quite amazing, quite amazing meeting. We had 5 wonderful speeches, and the good thing was there were 2 icebreaker speeches. And the best prepared speaker goes to Toastmaster Mariam Aftab Kidwai. She is a new member. And best critics choice for best speech goes to our president, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Ahmed. Best pick 4 goes to the table topic evaluator Toastmaster Anam Kadri. So we had it was our second hybrid meeting, and it was quite successful as far as technical issues are concerned. So that's all about. Over to you.
Thank you so much, VP Education, for the business section. With that, we move on to our first segment, and of course, the whole session will be conducted by our Toastmaster of the day. Our Toastmaster of the day is a banker by profession, and the highest praise I can offer in his regard is that he is unlike any banker that I've ever met. I'm just kidding. No offense to other bankers present on this meeting, but he is a superb human being.
There is another banker present in this meeting.
Yeah, that's why I said that. No offense to other bankers, but he is a superb human being, and he's a great speaker. And every time he speaks, he conveys his pain and love for the humanity in every speech of his. And also, he brings good cheer and positivity to every meeting that he attends. We are fortunate to have Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir as our Toastmaster of the day. So over to you, Toastmaster.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I welcome you all to the 921st meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. I'm honored to be the Toastmaster of the day. And first of all, Eid Mubarak to all those who are celebrating worldwide. Here in Pakistan, we have Eid tomorrow. So all of us who are in Pakistan are anxiously waiting for tomorrow to have sweet and meat. For those who must be understanding, who want to know as to what this Eid is all about. So on this Eid, there is a background to it. Let me just explain what this background is all about. In the religion Islam, there was a prophet. His name was Prophet Abraham. So Prophet Abraham was asked by God to sacrifice his son. So Prophet Abraham took his son and was about to sacrifice his son, and God, through a miracle, sent a lamb, a sheep, and the son was replaced through a sheep, and the sheep was sacrificed at that very moment. So because of that event, we want to keep that event alive, and every year on Eid al-Adha, we sacrifice animal for the sake of Allah, Almighty Allah. So tomorrow and today, worldwide Muslims are celebrating Eid al-Adha, and we'll be having a barbecue, and we are gonna have lots of meat and a lot of festivities, celebrations, and music. So this meeting will also be about festivities, music, celebrations, and I'm sure this is going to be a fun-filled meeting. So every meeting has 3 sections. The first section will be prepared speech section. Second will be the table topics, and the third will be the evaluations. Not a single section has to be missed. Every section will be interesting, will be fun, will be thrilling. So let's start first with the role holders, and let's call for role holders, announce who are the current role holders. They'll be coming in and they'll be explaining their roles. So let me first call Toastmaster Hiba Rais. She'll be doing the role of grammarian. Do we have Toastmaster Hiba?
Okay, if you don't have Toastmaster Hiba, we can request Toastmaster Naveed Aslam to be the grammarian if he's available for the whole session.
Toastmaster Naveed, are you available?
Hi. Sorry, were you calling Naveen or Naveed?
Naveed Aslam.
Yes, yes, Team Qadir.
Okay, so can you take the role of grammarian today?
Oh, yes, I can.
Okay, great. So can you please explain the role of grammarian to all our members and guests?
Thank you very much. The role of a grammarian is to identify if there is any good usage of grammar, bad usage of grammar while the speech is going on, or during table topic. So I will be noting whoever uses the good words, good grammar, or the bad grammar. Though my own grammar is not very good, but I'll be taking on this role. So is there word master also added, or word master will be different?
Word master is different. I'll call word master as well. Okay, so word master will be Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. So Kareem, can we have you on the stage? Please explain us the role of word master.
Yes, you can have me. Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening, my friends from Madagascar also. So today I am the word master. So today I selected a word which was shared in the agenda, that is auspicious. And if you don't know the word, auspicious means conducive to success, favorable. So you know, if I say in an example that on the happy auspicious occasion of Eid, I would like to wish you Eid Mubarak. So it's something that, you know, when you're making something really important, conducive to success, favorable. So I hope that all the Toastmasters will use this word today in their speeches and their table topics. Yeah.
Great, great. Thank you. And you're looking very nice, Toastmaster Kareem. You should have opened up the camera right from the beginning. You should have opened up. Now keep the camera open. You're looking very nice.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, as the tech host, I request everyone, if you can open your cameras, it will be great, because that will enhance our sense of togetherness.
Yeah.
Great. So, tech host, TTM Tala, can you explain your role?
I think I just did, but okay. So, yeah. So as tech host, I will be performing the role of minding the meeting, minding the connectivity, troubleshooting, and also assigning or unassigning screen sharing rights to people. There are a couple of basic etiquettes of a Zoom meeting. First of all, we encourage everyone to keep their cameras on unless they feel uncomfortable doing so, or they are leaving the meeting temporarily, then of course, but otherwise, please keep your cameras on. Also, please keep your audio off unless it's your turn to speak. And thirdly, please avoid any crosstalk either via audio or via chat during his speech. So those are some of the rules that we tend to follow, and other rules are made as situations arise, which we are very familiar as Zoom users around the world. But that was pretty much my role. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, TTM Talla. So for vote counter, we have Toastmaster Ali Ashranjan. Ali, can you please explain your role?
The Toastmaster of the day. Being the vote counter, my role is to float the voting link on 4 occasions. First, for the prepared speaker, then for the table topic, then the creation, and then for the big four, and then for the next facilitator. That's all from my. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ali. Next, we have listener, and Toastmaster Latif will be doing this role.
Good evening, fellow
Toastmaster.
friends. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Ghulam Qadir. It's a lovely meeting. My role as a listener.
Toastmaster Latif, your voice is very low.
Am I audible? Is it okay?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow audience. A happy Eid to everyone and wish you all a blessed Eid. My role as a listener is to listen to each and every speaker on the forum, and I will note down some sentences. But in the end, when I will be called upon, it's a test for the listening skills of you all. As I will be asking or I will be repeating those sentences, which I see each and everyone listening carefully and will be announcing the speaker's name. Only the person who is not allowed to speak is the speaker. I hope I have explained my role. When called upon, I will be saying some sentences which either of the speaker has been said, maybe the evaluator, maybe the table topic or the prepared speech session. You have to judge or you have to call upon the speaker name. Only the speaker who has spoken is not allowed to speak his name. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Latif. So next role holder is Toastmaster Javed Bhatti, and he'll be doing the role of a counter.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note down the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause or filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, you, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will present my report and the number of times that each speaker used those expressions, I will present that. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Javed. The timer role will be done by Toastmaster Azhar Khan. So, Azhar, do we have you in the meeting? Do we have Azhar Khan? You'll be the timer. Can you please explain your role?
Yes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day. First of all, Eid Mubarak in advance to everyone. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'm the timer today, and my role is to make sure that the meeting proceedings are on time. There will be different timing for different segments. For prepared speeches, speeches are from 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, my screen will turn into green. And then at 6 minutes, my screen will turn into yellow. At 7 minutes, my screen will turn into red. This means that the speaker has to wrap up his speech because after 30 seconds, there will be no signals for disqualification. And after 30 seconds, the speaker will be disqualified. And for table topics, the speaker has to speak for about from 1 minute to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. At 1 minute, my background will turn into green. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, my background will turn into yellow. At 2 minutes, my background will turn into red. This means the speaker has to wrap up the speech. After 30 seconds, there will be no signals, so the speaker will be disqualified. In the same way, prepared speech evaluation, at 2 minutes, the background will turn into green. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, this background will turn into yellow. At 3 minutes, this background will turn into red. Red means 30 seconds left to wrap up your speech. After that, you will be disqualified. All you need is to pin the timer screen. If you did not pin the timer screen, you will not see the color changes. In that case, you will definitely be disqualified. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Imran. So before we go to the prepared speeches, we have a certified joke master. Can we have Toastmaster Hiba? Toastmaster Hiba, are you there with us?
Yes, I am. Okay,
Please make us laugh.
Okay, what about the grammarian role? Did anyone explain it or should I explain it?
Toastmaster Naveed Aslam has taken up the grammarian role.
So, what do you call a dinosaurus that doesn't take a bath? What do you call a dinosaurus that doesn't take a bath? A stinkosaurus. And what should one do when no one laughs at your science jokes? What should one do when no one laughs at your science jokes? Keep trying until you get a reaction.
Okay, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir, I request you to please request Toastmaster Hiba Rais once again. Means when the prepared speech segment completed, then request Toastmaster Hiba to deliver few more jokes as well.
Sure, we'll do that. We'll do that. Or we can always call Hiba between the segments as well.
That's more like.
But Toastmaster of the evening, I had a question. Should I resume my grammarian role or take it?
If Naveed Aslam would like to give up his role, because that has been assigned to Naveed.
I'm okay as long as I got the opportunity in table topics.
Okay, great, great. So you're the grammarian, Toastmaster Hiba. Please explain your role.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the grammarian, I would be making note of all the incorrect usage of English, grammar, and incorrect uses of phrases and words spoken by the speaker during the prepared speeches and the table topic session. And at the end of the session, I would be mentioning those incorrect words, phrases, and grammar spoken by the speaker without mentioning the name at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hiba. So ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and guests, let's start with our first segment, that is the prepared speech segment. So let me invite our first speaker of the day. She's a seasoned Toastmaster and she is Toastmaster Hina Ali. She'll be evaluated by our very own champion, Toastmaster Javed Bhatti. Toastmaster Javed Bhatti, can you please explain the project objectives?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our speaker today, who is a very seasoned Toastmaster, as Toastmaster of the day just mentioned. She is none other than Toastmaster Hina. Toastmaster Hina is going to deliver a speech from the pathway, which I don't know, but the level I know, it is level 1, and the project is evaluation and feedback. This will be her first speech for this project, and the project length is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of the speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from an evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Hina.
It was last Thursday afternoon. I received a call from an unknown number, but I instantly recognized the voice. It was Toastmaster Latif. He had a proposition for me to evaluate a panel discussion in the next evening's meeting of his home club, Toastmasters. Now, this speech project had a DTM moderating it, and no less than 4 DTMs on the panel. The timing was to be 40 minutes. That sounded excruciatingly long. I immediately protested. Why can't evaluations set highly qualified people? I thought to myself, after all, I've only done 7 speeches, of which 2 are icebreakers. Toastmaster Latif could not take no for an answer. He convinced me by saying, this will help you write your next speech. I thought. Got me thinking. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Interestingly, as my evaluator said, my project today is to give a speech, receive feedback, and then apply that feedback in my next speech. So that's what I decided to speak on, the key to good evaluations. Now, when I think about a good evaluation, there are a few key points, and that's what I'd like to share with you today. First of all, understand the project and know the speaker. First thing I did was got the moderator's details, the project file to read up what it was about, and the evaluation form. Having done this, I understood what the requirements of the project were and what was required to deliver it. This is what I found. The speaker or moderator needed to do enough research to ensure that he had an engaging opening for the audience, to engage panelists and share questions so that these people were experts who could answer those relevant questions, have interesting transitions between the subtopics and panelists, have a QA session, and then have an effective conclusion at the end. So I was ready with that. Now I missed the second part, and that is to get some feedback from my speaker on what they would like me to focus on. Do remember that is the key to giving relevant and useful information to your evaluee. Second is to listen intently and observe the speaker's behaviors. When I got into this, as I suspected, I was listening to a very, very eloquent and proficient, confident speaker. He took us from an opening where he behaved like he was scared or nervous. Can you hear me? Can you see me? So we were immediately engaged, and from there into a journey of questions with the panelists on their first public speaking experiences. His topic was the fear of public speaking. And from there, various reasons and root causes to why we develop this fear, and tips and advice on how to overcome it. He also encouraged the listeners to join Toastmasters, and I believe that was the cherry on the cake. Now, in all this, we missed out on a couple of things. I didn't even realize. From the corner of my eye, I saw that the timer had suddenly shown the red card. I believe he realized it too. So he quickly concluded and said that the questions to the audience would be done separately. I was left wondering at that time, what feedback should I give to this engaging speaker? And this brings me to my third and most important point. That is, time. Time is of the essence. As I listened to the speaker and 40 minutes had passed, I was so engaged. I suddenly realized in all of his eloquent content and useful information that he shared to transition from each panelist to the next with his questions, he had used so much time that we didn't actually have a Q&A with the audience, and nor was he able to give an effective conclusion for an otherwise interesting panel discussion. He had gone. I waited for the timer's report, and then my heart sank. The project had gone over time. When time came for me to give my feedback, I fell into the same trap. So I spoke about his beautiful opening, his eloquent content, his beautiful gestures and facial expressions, pins or so left at the end to talk about my key point, the fact of how he would use his stutter. and how I could have too. I wondered, I've gone overtime too. As luck would have it, somehow I didn't get disqualified. But with this, I will also tell you another thing about time and how much I cannot stress its importance. What happened after the meeting? I completed my evaluation form, and as I was doing it, I asked the gentleman to share his email so I could shortly send his evaluation to him. I finished it satisfied and then got distracted with a call. It was a long call. At the end of it, somehow I thought I had already shared this evaluation. But what happened? I deleted it thinking that from the borrowed laptop I was using, and then every effort that I made to try to recover the file, I could not. So I slept on it. Got up the next morning, and I can swear whatever evaluation I wrote at that time was more effective than what I had done the evening before. So time is very important. With that, I would just say it's important to realize that we all should not underestimate ourselves. Time is of the essence. Preparation is key. Remember 3 key points. Number 1, to know the project and the speaker. Second, to listen intently and observe behaviors and respect time, which I think I didn't right now. But I hope this helps you all as it has helped me. Happy evaluating. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hina. Lovely project and lovely explanation of the time management, how we should be giving the speeches and the evaluation. So our next speaker is a very new member, Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid. And I think Toastmaster Asghar evaluator is not there. So I have to evaluate. So Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid will be giving the project from the Pathway Innovative Planning. And the project is Evaluation Feedback. This is her first speech, and the speech title is The Evaluation. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes, and the purpose statement of the project is for her to present on a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. So wish you good luck, Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid. Over to you, Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid. Are you there with us?
Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are. Toastmaster Imran, what were you saying?
Actually, I was saying that there's a misunderstanding. She is delivering research and presenting project.
Yeah, I can explain that too. Okay, I can start from that, what I'm basically doing.
And
I got this sheet.
Right. So basically, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The project that I have is research for this week is research and presenting. So I came across this topic which I had no idea about it before, which is sleep paralysis. So I thought to do my little bit research on sleep paralysis. I'm sure you guys might also not have any idea about it. So I thought to just research on this topic. So sleep paralysis, when I start researching on it, I got to know a lot of things about it, in which first thing is that it's not very common. It's not a disease. It's basically a feeling. Sleep paralysis is the feeling of being conscious but unable to move. It occurs when a person passes between the stages of wakefulness and sleep. During these transitions, you may be unable to move or speak between stages for a few seconds up to a few minutes. Some people may also feel pressure of some sense of choking. The reason why sleep paralysis is so scary is not just because you will suddenly become alert, but you will also realize that you are in fact unable to move. You are unable to move any muscle of yours or even utter a sound. But also because this experience is often accompanied by terrifying hallucinations. I don't know if you guys know about hallucinations. It's about you imagine some sort of behavior that someone is around you, or maybe someone is talking to you and you start talking to them, and you do, and if some other person sees you, they will think that you might have gone crazy. By listening to all of this, you guys might have been thinking that, has anyone ever died from sleep paralysis? This question must and has arrived in your head. But although there is no denying that sleep paralysis can be a horrifying experience, but the truth is that there is nothing to be worried about. It doesn't cause any physical harm to the body, and there have been no clinical deaths till now. Symptoms of sleep paralysis typically resolve within a matter of minutes or maybe seconds and don't cause any lasting physical efforts or trauma. However, the experience can be quite unsettling and frightening, obviously. Sleep paralysis that occurs in isolation when no one is around you, it doesn't require any treatment. But those who also have signs of narcolepsy should also consult a doctor. This is especially important if symptoms interface with work or home life. Your doctor may prescribe certain drugs to help manage your sleep paralysis if narcolepsy is the underlying cause. Sleep paralysis is categorized as a type of parasomnia. Parasomnia are abnormal behaviors during sleep. You can minimize these symptoms of sleep paralysis by consulting your doctor, but some of the gestures that you can involve in your daily life, and you can change your lifestyle by just adopting a few lifestyle changes, which is reduce your stress in your daily life, exercise regularly, but not before close to bedtime, get sufficient rest, maintain a regular sleep schedule, keep a track on your medications, and take care of any sufficient condition is not, if you are not going through any sufficient condition, so take care of that condition. You should know the side effects and interaction of your different medications too, so that you can avoid potential side effects, including sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis, there is no side effect of it. Concluding everything, if anyone is worried about that, is it a disease or how one can get that? It basically occurs in teenagers, but it can also occur in men and women who are above 20s. It's not a disease, it's just a feeling that can happen to like 100 out of 4 people that has happened. So that was my research for the sleep paralysis. That was it. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ramsha. Shahid. And my apologies, there was certain communication gap between your TMOD and the VPE. So because of that, I just announced some other project. So that was my bad. Let me announce the next speaker. Next speaker, we have TTM Talha, and he'll be giving a project from the leadership development, and he will be evaluated by our immediate past president, Toastmaster Urusa Kaval. So Toastmaster Urusa Kaval, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the evening. TTM Talha will be giving his speech from the project planning and implementing, and the purpose of his speech is to practice developing a plan and bringing that plan to fruition, and to share some aspect of planning and implementing his small-scale projects club, and he needs no introduction. So over to you, TTM Talha. The time for speech is 5 to 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are flying through clouds at an altitude of 1000 millimeters. The temperature outside is 40 degrees Celsius. On our right, we have the coast of Makran. And on our left is a 10-foot ditch. There are no stewards on this flight, but you can grab any of the snacking items that are floating in front of you in zero gravity. Oh, I forgot, you're also floating because you are also in zero gravity. But don't worry, this will not last for long because we are rapidly headed towards a crash landing in our ditch to the left. But no need to worry. Our landing gear is already extended. So everybody just brace yourself and fellow Toastmasters and guests. This was the spaceship that was taking us through zero gravity and into a ditch. Are you mystified? Actually, what happened was I was driving this car on the Makran Coastal Highway, and there were 3 other people sitting with me. All of a sudden, I got too comfortable on the road, and I took a wrong turn and ended up on the wrong side of the road. In front of me, suddenly 2 cars appeared, and then I had to swerve to the left and left the road to the zero gravity flight that I just mentioned. But let's rewind back a bit. Last November, we had to travel to Gwadar, and it was purposely work related because we had to visit some schools run by Citizen Foundation as well as the area office in Gwadar. So I consulted my teammates who were very experienced travelers, and we laid out all the details of the plan. Of course, that plan did not include the zero gravity flight that I just mentioned. The plan was to travel from Karachi, which you can see on the right, and all the way more than 650 kilometers away to Gwadar, all along what is one of the world's most beautiful coastlines. The theme was made, the timelines were set, the waypoints were set, and it was a little bit tricky to plan because unlike most of the other highways in Pakistan, Makran Coastal Highway is sparsely populated. It does not have service stations. It does not have restaurants along the way. Even the presence of motorway police is very, very sparse. So if you break down in the middle of the road, or like us, take a zero gravity flight and land in a ditch on the side of the road, you're pretty much on your own. Still, we set out, and we set out one fine morning, left Karachi and got on the Makran Coastal Highway. On the way, we stopped by Kurmalir, which is an amazing site in itself. And in fact, we thought once we reached Kurmalir that if this place is so beautiful, what lies ahead? What could be more beautiful than this place? And we were happily proven wrong, because then we witnessed this. This is called the Sphinx of Blojson. And it is a natural formation, ladies and gentlemen. And yet it looks like just the Sphinx that found in Egypt. This proved to be the runway where Jeff Bezos, a major bozo, used this as a runway and to take flight. And this is the precise spot. And the fact that there's a photograph of this patch of road should tell you a lot about the level of care that I was taking while driving. Anyhow, we landed in the ditch, and then the car that I almost hit actually stopped. All my 3 teammates were sleeping and they were rudely awakened. And guess what? those gentlemen actually helped our car get out of the ditch. We were prepared for a solid beating, and instead we got help. And we made it alive out of the ditch. Thankfully, the car was not damaged. And then we got to Gwadar and witnessed the glorious sunset. The next day, we visited the TCF schools, which was swimming thanks to extensive rains the previous day. This was our hotel, and which we had booked one day earlier. And finally, this was the most unforgettable sight in Gwadar. This is the jetty, the fishing jetty in Gwadar, and the sunset there is even more glorious than the famous sunset that you hear about. On our way back, we stopped by Kunmalir once again. And ladies and gentlemen, as soon as we got onto the Economic Coordination Council highway, maybe 10 kilometers from hub, and we were feeling safe, guess what? We had a flat tire. So the tire which should have gone flat at the scene of the accident got flat 3 days later. And guess what? We did not have a working secondary tire. Our secondary tire was also burst. Still, we pushed the car towards a nearby service station, somehow got it fixed. But there were a couple of lessons learned on this journey. First of all, I surprised myself by driving all 650 kilometers by myself and not feeling a shred of tiredness. And that includes the little zero gravity flight. The second lesson was that sometimes you should not look towards your destination. The journey is beautiful enough to be your destination, and you should enjoy every minute of it. And thirdly, on the road, you should be prepared for any contingency. So with that, I hand over the floor to you and wish everyone happy travels throughout their lives. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, GTM Tala. Amazing speech. Really, it was mesmerizing, and I felt at one moment like I was traveling with you to this journey. Very well explained. So our next speaker, the last speaker of the day, is the Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum, and Ali Ashar will be evaluated by Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid. So Ramsha, I believe, has already explained the project details. So Ali, please start with the project.
I can explain it again.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I believe I am audible now.
Yes, you are audible, but let your evaluator explain the project because on the insistence of the listener.
Okay.
So please, Toastmaster Ramsha, please explain the project details.
So basically, he has delivered his first speech at Husne Khitabat in Urdu. Now he will be delivering the same speech which he has delivered before, but in English. His pathway is motivational strategies. He's on level 1, and the project is field evaluation speech 2. The title of the speech is Pursuit of Love. So now I would like to invite Toastmaster Ali Ashar to present the speech.
Toastmaster Ali, have you pinned the timer window? Can you see the timer?
Wait a minute.
If not, please do so. Yeah.
And background, if you
I cannot pin the timer. Only chat option is available here, but I can see it from my screen. So let's see what happens.
Okay, just a second. Then
Okay.
Let me add the timer. Now you can see the timer.
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Our timer is Allama.
Okay. On the sunny day, on somewhere on the beach, I was walking on the sand. The water was kissing on my legs, and I was walking with my partner. Suddenly, we touch our hands. We brush our hands. And then suddenly she hold my hand. How exotic it is, because we perceive it as love is always perceived in our society. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Love is one of the beautiful creation of the God. Because love has multiple layers. Love is something that everyone wants. I still remember in 2015, when I just entered into the NED University, what happened that all my friends were teasing me, now you are going to university and now you are going to find your love. I find it, but not a real one. Our generation is totally confused about the love and majorly mixed love with infatuation. Infatuation is just we are liking someone and the just captivating towards them. Love is more than that thing. Love has no condition. It has conditions that we must have no conditions. In the pursuit of love, I explore myself, the journey. I still remember in 2016 when with my classmates I went to the SIUT children's ward. There were children who were there for the dialysis, around 9 years old, 10 years old, even 8 and 5 years old. And besides them, their mothers were sitting. As we all young group of people entered into the room, one of the mothers started crying. She started crying. And at that moment, I just feel uncomfortable. And tears were just coming out of my eyes. Even I am a man, but I even don't control my emotions at that. For the whole night, I was just figuring out that why I cried that. I was crying due to the love. The love of that mother, because that mother was envisioning her child in us. She has a vision that someday his daughter or son would be like us, an undergrad student. That restlessness, that pain, give me the pursuit of love. Love is full of pain. That we don't have any condition, because when someone is on the dialysis, there are very little certainty of life. But that faith in her mother, that how she loved his or her children, was just amazing. Relating this thing with my recent experience when I went to the cattle market or the Gai Mandi, what I saw was just astonished. What I saw, that the deal was done, and now the real owner was selling his cow who was with him for the last 2-3 years. The son of that owner, the farmer, was crying and just holding her hands on the cow and was crying. That pain realized me that is the love, the unconditional love. That you have some association with something, that you don't want anyone. You don't need anything from that thing. But our generation makes this beautiful thing with infatuation, the likeness, dislikeness, or conspicuous things because our generation is just for their full reasons get infatuated and then go and sorry to say, our generation need a new partner after every 2 months. Because we don't have an association that is not love. What is the real association is? Association is something that you feel restlessness, you feel pain, and that pain converted it into the compassion. You can do anything. You can do anything. But our generation cannot understand it because we are just having something in our mind that a full relation, some exotic scene is just love. No. Love is within us. Love needs time, trust, and that's why we all love our mothers and our mother love us because we all spend 9 months more with our mother. And that relation cannot be exchanged with anyone. And we don't care about it. Our associations, we are the Toastmasters here. We love each other. We are associated with each other. When someone not come to the meeting, we call them, oh, are you okay? Why you don't come to the meeting? Because we love each other. And that is the pursuit of love. So I love you all, and I know you all love me. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
That was a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Ali Asher. So with that speech, we come to an end of our first session, prepared speech session. And let me invite our legend speaker, our legend Toastmaster, one of the best, who comes from Madagascar, Toastmaster Karim Meghani. He will be our table. Yes, Toastmaster Imran?
Ask for the timer's report.
Oh, yes. So, timer, has everybody qualified?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. 2 of the speakers, Toastmaster Hina Ali and Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid, were Toastmaster Hina took 7 minutes and 38 seconds, and Ramsha ended her speech in 4 minutes. So it's now depend on it.
How much time did Toastmaster Ramsha take?
Ramsha ended her speech in 4 minutes.
4 minutes, okay.
And Toastmaster Hina took 7 minutes and 38 seconds.
Okay. And Toastmaster Hina's speech was about time management. So it's a tough one. Sometimes it is, it pays to be, the rules dictate that we should be ruthless. But I believe that in keeping with past tradition, perhaps, and of course, since it is Eid tomorrow as well, so we can allow Toastmaster Hina Ali to be voted upon. And but unfortunately, Toastmaster Ramsha was too much outside the acceptable margin. Not that there is an acceptable margin, but there is an acceptable margin in terms of KTC traditions that a few seconds here and there can be let go. But unfortunately, you were a whole 2 minutes, 1 minute short of time. So I believe Toastmaster Hina can be included in the voting for best speaker.
So I've given enough introduction of Toastmaster Karim. Karim, over to you now.
Thank you. It's always good to start after listening to such beautiful speeches. It's an auspicious occasion. So I remind everyone that auspicious is the word of the day. And till now, I didn't hear much. So let's start the table topics. Okay, the host can allow me to share the screen.
Just give me a second. Yes, now you can.
Okay. So, you know, when we talk about Eid, it's always about festivity, it's about music, it's about dance, it's about clothes, it's about cultures. Because when we talk about not only about Eid, any festivals, you know, it bring everyone together. So our table topic today is to share this happy moments with us, and I'll be calling some of them with some questions. So usually we can call anyone. So I'll be calling some of the guests first. One of my friend Mahirson is the video is on from Madagascar. You like to try the first table topic? If you unmute yourself.
Are you calling on me?
Yes, I am calling on you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
Mason,
music and festivity. Okay.
So you know about table topics. It will be for 2 minutes maximum. So you can pin the timer. You've seen this timer screen, yeah?
One second, please. Until I find the timer. Where is he? Where is he gone?
White background, bearded, smiling.
One second, please. Oh, here
And
he is.
he's
Okay.
yeah.
Thank you. So I have to pin it,
Mason,
right?
Toastmasters is all about to to share cultures also. So I will share something before, then I'll ask you a question. So question is written there. People say music can bring cultures together. Is it true? A beautiful song shared with different countries. It's a Pakistani song, Sindhi song, but the guy went to different countries and everybody is dancing on this. Let's look at it and then you can talk about it. You can hear it?
No, sir.
Oh,
I can't.
Okay. Why we cannot hear it? So let's.
Why don't you sing it?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hi, excuse me, I'm Raghu here. When you share it, you need to share in advanced mode, and then it will show
Okay,
the
let me try it again. Okay, just 1 second. I think sorry for this. Okay, let me try again. Can you put a finger that you can hear it? Right?
Yes. Yes.
China, Laos, Taiwan, Mongolia, I want to share the full song, but I will share the YouTube list later. My son, this guy went to 40 countries almost, including Africa. And he sang this song and everybody danced on it. Now, the question is, people say music can bring cultures together. Is it true? What is your opinion?
All right. So now back to the timer. 1 second, please. Let me check because I had to see the video. Then I am pinned. Then I lost. Okay, here he is. All right. Thank you, Table Topics Master, for giving me the floor. And your question is, people say music can bring cultures together. Is it true? And I can say right away, and I can answer, in my opinion, that is totally true. And I agree with that saying, because I have experienced that situation already long time ago. When I was still a young boy, a young guy, I had a chance to be a part of a musical folkloric from our country to travel. So we had to travel to Reunion Island. It is just I don't remember exactly where it is located. Maybe a little bit down there at the ocean, the Indian Ocean. I had a chance to represent our country in a kind of musical festival and to bring our traditional music and traditional dance. And that was really an awarding experience. I was still young at that time, but I knew that that was really important and a kind of event that we could express ourselves and also to bring our music and to do some kind of sharings between different cultures. And that is totally true. And that also is something that we are missing right now we have missed during this COVID time. And we wish all of those things, the gatherings, especially between countries and around the world, can happen again after COVID-19 infection. So, totally true. That's correct. People say music can bring cultures together. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Mahesh. That was really nice, and the way you explain it, it really, I felt it that really music can bring cultures together, and I experience it a lot. Okay, so our next question. Let me call the member first. Let's have TM Amir Bilal. Is he here?
Yes.
Okay. Dear Amir Bilal, are you ready for the next question?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, next question is in front of you. Can you read it?
Yes, I can read it. And the question is, food is an important part of festivals. What is the one best food you ate in your life, which you can never forget? Can you share with us?
Okay.
All right.
Before you start, see this.
Let me see. Okay. I think that's enough. Else I will start feeling hungry because it's the time of dinner.
It will make everyone hungry. Okay. Over to you, sir.
Exactly. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and honorable president, we have Eid coming. So that means we have so many variations and so many varieties of food coming as well. But when you talk about your favorite food, I think being a Karachi, you will not compromise on one thing. And that one thing is certainly biryani.
Okay.
And if it's about the choices, if you keep any food cooked by a specialist cook or anyone in the world, and you keep several dishes in front of me, I would still go for biryani because that is my forever thing. And I'm sure most of you living in Karachi or outside Karachi love it too. Back to you, table topic master.
Okay, good. You only insist on biryani, so that's good. But I was showing you a lot of variety. But anyways, that was wonderful. Okay, let me call the third table topic speaker. We have a lot of guests. I think we have DTM Ajay. Is it JK Ajay?
Ajay, yeah. Hi, Karim.
Yeah, okay. How are you? It's
I'm
an
good,
honor
sir.
that you are joining us.
Yeah, this is the second time attending your meeting, Karachi
Okay.
Toastmasters.
Okay. So let me give you the third question. Historically, different cultures bring different style of clothes, and especially festivals bring so much colors. Can you share one of your memory of clothes? Before you start, let me give you some video, then you get time to think.
Toastmaster Karim, is there any sound with this video?
It's okay. There is a sound, but I think we just want to see the colors for sake of time. Some beautiful colors, Toastmaster DTM Ajay.
Yes.
Now, table is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you, Karim, for this wonderful topic. So the topic given to me was historically different cultures bring different style of clothes, and especially festival brings so much colors. Yes. So when I was a kid, we used to celebrate the festivals by purchasing clothes and sweets, and used to distribute the sweets to neighborhoods. So when it comes to the clothing, we are fond of I'm fond of many cine heroes, like cinema heroes, and I used to ask my father to purchase the dress which was taken by the hero. But my father used to search all the shops, and he used to come saying, "No, I could not find it." But the next day he used to go back and search, but he used to get it. So basically, I belong to South India. I'm from India. I'm from South India. So we have different types of festivals wherein we used to have a dhoti and kurta and those kind of things. And yes, the festivals bring a lot of colors to the home. And in fact, yes, I do agree with that. So with this, I would like to hand over the control to Karim.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was a really nicely done. Okay, so we have another guest. We still don't know. That's a mystery. Fish on wheels. We know the name of this guy.
Yes,
Are you with
it
us,
is.
sir?
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Okay.
I think it's Mr. Faizan. if I'm correct.
Okay. 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 Okay, Mr. Faizan, you want to participate in the table topics?
I'm driving right now. If you can throw your question, I can try.
Okay. Sir, your next question is that, different countries also welcome multicultural societies. Did you see or hear any festival where you can see a lot of diversity? Is diversity is good? Did you understand the question?
Not exactly.
I'm talking about, when we are talking about countries, we have different multicultural societies. People are living from different cultures. So sometimes the festivals have diversity also. Is diversity is good for you? Do you know any opinion? We like to know your opinion, sir.
Diversity in the cultures or in the celebration, like you are merging or following some other cultures in your culture. I think I'm not getting the point.
No, it's about culture. It's about celebrations that people are celebrating. Different cultures are celebrating festivals together. Different traditions.
Yeah. Okay. Now got it. Yeah, I'm totally in favor of the diversity because, like in Pakistan, like we celebrate not on a bigger scale, but we celebrate Holi. We celebrate Christmas here with our friends. So that's good because that brings us together. And it gives confidence to the minorities that we are considering them and we respect them. So, yeah, I'm totally in favor of this. Really good. Celebrate different cultures or different festivals. Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Faizan. If I'm okay, another guest we have. Okay. So, is it okay? You finished with your answer, Faizan? Okay, thank you. Next is we have another guest, DTM Raghu Anand. Are you with us? If I'm pronouncing your name right?
Yes, you can call me Raghu.
Okay, DTM Raghu, pleasure to have you with us. I'm giving you a question which is a very easy question for me because I love music. But I'm asking you this question. You can see my screen?
Yes. Yep.
You can read the question and you can start, sir.
Thank you, topic master. When people ask me, what is your native place, especially in India? My dad served in an Air Force and then I went to different parts of India. Delhi, Jammu, Punjab, Kanpur, different parts of India. And what it had an impact on me was I was exposed to different kinds of cultures, different kinds of music. When I was in Punjab, one song that made a long-lasting impact on me was from this singer from Pakistan. Lambi Judai, Char Din Da Pyar Ho Rabba.
Wow.
I think recently, before her death, Reshma's death, when there was a music festival arranged on her behalf, when that song was sung, I saw people who had tears in their eyes, irrespective of how much she suffered, that people made her day. I could not resist myself when I was in tears due to that. And this song has made a long-lasting effect on my mind. As you correctly said, Toastmaster Kareem, it doesn't matter where we are from and what we are. Music does bring all the cultures together. And this song did make that effect on me, and till my death, I will remember this one especially. As they say, you don't need to talk, you don't need to hear. But the music, irrespective of whether you're an animal, whether you're a human being, it is the same language, the language of divine for everyone. Thank you for such a beautiful topics. Over to topic master.
My pleasure, sir. Very well done. Lambi Judai. I wish that today, if we have time, in the end of the table topics, I will play this song for you. I have it in my computer. Wonderful. Okay, so let's move on to, let's say TM Naveed Aslam is with us. You can hear us?
Yes, TM Kareem. I can.
Okay. You are married, yes?
Oh, yes.
Yes. Question is in front of you, sir. Marriages are usually a great time for great festival also. Do you remember one wedding celebration? Can you please share with us your story?
Yes, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. There are in fact more than one, but the one that I would like to share is when I was quite young. I was in my 10th grade when one of my cousin got married in a village, and everything that I used to see in here in Karachi, actually that was totally different. And we used to travel to a village, but that those different functions in village, coming from one to going to another, that was really fun. Those the food was served during the day with desi ghee, and there were people who were coming and cracking jokes. There's a word in Punjabi that we call them, and they were dancers who actually came, and it was all fun the whole day. And me, my brothers, and we were doing everything. We were fighting, we were enjoying, and those jokes were really out of this world, and they were really make us laugh like anything. The food that was served was really interesting, and that was the first time when I had food in a marriage ceremony. That was during the day, which is the lunch time. So although I belong from Punjab, but that culture I saw for the first time, and those wonderful memories. Even nowadays, when I talk to my cousin, I say I can't remember your age, and the fun that we had.
Wow.
Over to you, Tim.
Wow.
Kareem,
Wow.
thank you very much.
We felt like we are in a wedding right now. Wonderful, sir. That was really well done. Okay, we have another from Madagascar, my dear colleague Patricia. Her video is on, and I really appreciate all the members who keep their videos open in online meeting. Patty, you like to share some thoughts on this subject?
Let me try.
Okay, festivals like Eid, the Eid celebration for Muslims, and all the other cultures have different festivals, bring families together, and sometimes the family members who we never saw in a long time, sometimes they come to our home, sometimes we invite them. Any story you like to share when you saw a family member after a long time? You can take a few seconds.
Okay. Here in Madagascar, we are used to do gather in the very first day of January, because it's really it's a time when we thank all the old parents. We wish them a very healthy year, and we wish that they are still in good health, and they will be with us during all the year. So during those times, yes, indeed, we only can gather all the family together. Sometimes when we celebrate, for example, the Mother Day, sometimes some people are missing, but when it comes to the very first very first day of the year, we can have everybody together. During this time, we are used to share all the happy moments that occurred during last year, and as well we wish that the next year will be better. So there is no special story, but we really like sharing what was happening, and what is the project for the year. That's all for me today. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Thanks, wonderful. It's always good to have our parents with the festivals always with us. And that's wonderful, wonderful, very touching. I have a last topic. I think, I thought TM Asghar was with us. Is he still with us?
Toastmaster Asghar is most certainly with us, but he's not in this meeting. As
I can take the last slot.
Right now he isn't.
Karim, I can take the last slot for the speech.
Why not? Why not? Why not? TM Hiba, it's always a pleasure to take you. And, so this is about, okay. I keep it for the last. So this is the last here. I want the sound to be shared. So let me just check the sound first. So the question is in front of you. Different cultures and festivals also give us chance to look at different style of dances. Can you share one of your story about dance? Did you ever dance? How was it? And
okay.
For 1 second, for 30 seconds, just look at this video first. Okay, some dance move for you. Now it's up to you.
Okay, I always have enjoyed music and dancing, but unfortunately, I'm one of those people who enjoys dancing, watching other people dance rather than dance myself. So you'll have to give me another topic because I've hardly danced to any, you'll have to give me another topic if it's possible.
Toastmaster Hiba, I suggest you to speak on that topic.
Yeah, you continue to share your feelings about how you feel about song and dance. No, I think
okay.
Even
yeah,
exactly.
Okay.
Maybe you saw some other dance which you really love it. Just share that story.
Okay, can you share one of the? I've always what's the word of the day?
Auspicious.
Auspicious. Auspicious. Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I have always enjoyed listening to music and watching other people dance rather than dance myself. So one strong memory that I recall, like in our tradition, Pakistani culture, we have mehndis, and we have family traditional weddings in which cousins usually dance. So I recall one of my halas, my cousin Uruba's, during one of the mehndi occasion, her friends danced, her friends and her cousins from her dadiyal, her father's side, danced very tremendously, and then and I recall the memories of the entire mehndi session of her during the wedding session of her my cousin, and I recall the colorful dresses worn by both the male and females. I remember enjoying the music. I remember eating delicious food as well, such as biryani and korma. And talking about it brings me fond memories, and fond memories which I puts a smile on my face. And thank you. That's about it.
Oh, wow. How beautifully you summarized the whole table topic session in one of your speech, TM Hiba. I was talking about food, I was talking about clothes, I was talking about dance, music. You all summarized beautifully in your table topic. Wonderful. It was a wonderful sharing with you in this Eid, this fantastic topics. I really enjoyed preparing it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Over to you, Toastmaster, today.
What an amazing session of table topics. Really loved it. And there were many point in time where myself and Zara wanted to stand up and dance, starting dancing, especially on the Allah song. So we wanted to dance, and but unfortunately we couldn't. Fine. So let's go to our next section, the third section, and it's the evaluation section.
Ask timer. Ask
Yeah.
timer.
Okay. Timer. Has everybody qualified?
Fellow Toastmaster and guests, first of all, Toastmaster of the day, why you always forget timer? Timers.
Because the president is gonna make everybody qualify.
I don't think so. Okay, so we have two disqualification. Toastmaster Amir Bilal took 58 seconds, and guest Faizan took 47 seconds. Rest of the members are qualified.
So what should we do? DTM Tala?
According to table topics contest rules, I believe 50 seconds is the minimum time for table topics.
1 minute is the minimum.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute.
Then I stand by both the disqualifications this time.
Okay. Great. Thank you very much. So vote counter, please float the poll. And it's time for evaluation. Our third section and the last section. So it will be managed by none other than our very own president, who will be the general evaluator of the day. DTM Tala bin Hamid, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Evaluation is the breakfast of champions. Yes, I know by now your ears are bleeding because you've heard this sentence a trillion times. And I always take a perverse pleasure saying it as if this is being said in the history of humanity for the first time. And you know what? I even don't believe in it, because evaluation is not the breakfast of champions. It is the oxygen of champions. And not only champions, but everyone who wishes to do something needs evaluation, honest evaluation. And what sets Toastmasters apart is this very session, the evaluation session. I challenge everyone, no matter where you go, what discipline you join. There are so many other programs aimed at building communication skills, but they don't have two things. First of all, the principle of self-paced continuous reinforcement that Toastmasters has. You can be in the presence of world champion of public speaking for 8 hours a day, and you can walk out feeling like you've learned everything there is to know about public speaking. But guess what will happen after 2 hours? You would have forgotten everything. So it's not about who trains you, it's about how do you train yourself. And secondly, the evaluation session, the evaluation mechanism of Toastmasters is second to none. Even though after we shifted to pathways, the structure of the evaluation changed quite radically, because in the previous curriculum, every project had a separate customized evaluation sheet, and it was completely entangled with the specific requirements of the project. In pathways, the requirements are generic, but even then, the principles of evaluation remain the same. And I will remind all evaluators, first of all, our motive is to motivate, not criticize, not judge. Secondly, as evaluators, we should keep aside our personal likes and dislikes. And why do I say that? Because sometimes we get biased. Sometimes we don't like a topic. Sometimes we are bored by a topic. But we should remember that even if we are bored, the topic is important enough for the speaker, for them to have spoken about it. So we should keep that aside. Thirdly, we are not allowed to be negative. We are not allowed to say to people that you did not do this well. You did a bad job of it. Yes, we may feel it, but we are not allowed to say it. Instead, we should train ourselves to be positive, to highlight the improvement areas. And even if we find something to criticize, the best way to go about it is to do it privately after the meeting in a one-to-one chat with the speaker. There's nothing forbidden in that. As evaluator can share their personal feedback, but on the public forum, the evaluation should be positive. And I always feel that sticking to these rules trains the evaluator more rather than the speaker, because we're so used to unleashing an unending rant of negativity on everything that we dislike in life, that in Toastmaster we suddenly have to hold back and control ourselves. And it is very easy, in fact, because we have this environment here that is uniformly supportive and positive, and that's all thanks to the evaluation mechanism of Toastmasters. We will start with prepared speeches evaluation, and our first evaluator for today will be our two-time champion of international speech contest, one of our best speakers and one of our most talented and diligent members, Toastmaster Javed Bhatti. Toastmaster Javed Bhatti will be evaluating Toastmaster Hina Ali's project. Over to you, Toastmaster Javed.
Thank you, DTM Talha. Toastmaster Hina. One of the differentiating factors between a nervous speaker and a confident speaker is the calmness on face. And the very first thing that I noticed was how calm, collective, and ready you appeared on the screen. About the content of your speech, there was a clear structure to your speech with opening, body, and conclusion. The opening was attention grabbing. The content of your speech was full of valuable advices for an evaluator. And one of the key takeaway was how eloquent that speaker was and how he was disqualified for being overtime, and how you almost fell into the same trap. So I will not repeat this mistake. So let me pin the timer here. Okay, it's done. I like how you explained the responsibilities of a good evaluator and how you did your homework to understand the project. You explained in detail how you prepared, and you shared 3 key points you learned: to ask the speaker if there is any specific area he or she would like the evaluator to focus on, to listen intently, and of course, last but not the least, you emphasized on time, and time is the essence. Overall, you delivered a very engaging speech where emotions were portrayed through facial expressions. Your hand gestures were controlled and effective. The pauses and the pace of your speech was easy to understand and follow. There were only 2 minor observations and areas of improvements that I would like to highlight here that you might consider in your next speech. Number 1 was the title of your speech and the project details. If that can be shared in advance with your evaluator or with the VPE, I only got to know the title during the speech, and I assume it was key to good evaluation. Number 2, to challenge yourself, you might consider changing your standing positions or include more body movements, especially when you are transitioning from one point to another. You could consider taking a slight pause and move from point A to point B. Maybe you can consider moving front and back as well. While during your speech, you were stuck into one position only. So all in all, I like your speech, a very well balanced speech. I wish you all the very best for your next project. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Javed. And yes, I agree with everything that you said about Toastmaster Hina's project. I don't know, you have such a magical quality about your speaking style. I speak for everyone when I say that when you start speaking, we are all mesmerized, and you have a beautiful flow of words and content all the time. Thank you so much for your project today. Our next project was by Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid, and she would be evaluated by Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. So Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir, over to you.
Am I audible and visible? Great. Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid, this was probably your 4th project or 3rd project? 4th project, I believe, right? Icebreaker, evaluation feedback, 2 projects, and then the research and presenting. But mashallah, your confidence was like as if this was not your 4th project. This was maybe your 2nd pathway or 3rd pathway you were doing. And hats off to you, the confidence level was very high. From where I'm coming from, that there was a mistake by the TMOD and there was some confusion regarding what your project is all about. But at that very instance, you handled it so well that you explained the audience that, okay, it's okay. My project is research and presenting, and from this is the speech title, sleep paralysis. So hats off to you. Your confidence level was 100%. So that is the first thing which everybody notices when you are giving a speech. Okay, coming to your project. Your project was for research and presenting, and your title was sleep paralysis. I must say, well researched, very well explained what sleep paralysis is all about, types of paralysis, and very interesting and out of the box topic. And I wanted to listen this to more and more, but unfortunately, what I felt that you were going very fast. You were trying to wrap up your speech at a very great pace. So a piece of a caution, slow down. It's not a competition of going very fast. It's a matter of how you can convey the message like Toastmaster Hina Ali did. Very slow, composed, everybody could hear every word out of it, and we were all mesmerized. So we can learn from our senior Toastmasters. So with the pace you were going, you could not complete the speech in the allotted time. My advice, go slow and stay calm and stay cool. One thing which I noticed, yes, we are all learning. I'm also learning and everybody's also learning regarding this digital stage which we have. You were not fit in the screen. It was like this. Your upper head was not completely into the frame. So make sure it will come with the practice. Definitely it will come with the practice. But for the future reference, you can try to fit yourself in the frame. Add some statistics. While this is a research and a presenting project, the statistics would give a certain weightage to your speech and it will add value and people will look forward for it. Oh, Ramsha gave this sort of statistics and they will remember for it. Lastly, stage movement. Stage movement was to and fro. For future reference, try to have a stage movement like this from on the sideways as well. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir. And yes, today we saw a rare instance where the content of an entire speech was delivered, but in less time than the minimum time. And there is one more person who is very familiar with this situation. I won't name them, they know who they are. But it's a nice problem to have because it means that you have the ability to deliver your content quickly and to remember it with such flow that you just spew it out all at once. But again, I believe that all the points that Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir mentioned, Toastmaster Ramsha, they can be addressed by just one thing that you need to do, and that is practice, practice, and practice. That's pretty much it. Congratulations on this project, by the way. Our next project, next evaluation will be by Toastmaster Musa Kawal, and he would be evaluating myself and my project about planning and implementing. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Dikim Dala, you started with a really mesmerizing and fantastical story. The clouds, the story, and everything wove into a wonderful story. And even the words like snacks floating in zero gravity didn't really break that fantasy. It was too amazing to be. And then it all came down crashing to a stop, much like a plot twist in a good novel. And I'm sure everyone enjoyed that twist. What I really loved about your speech was you used multimedia, video, stills, photographs, and you built your story around it. It was really very challenging to incorporate all these things and merge it seamlessly. It was very seamlessly done. The story itself was really perfectly built from fantasy opening to a real body and then a happy conclusion. So that was really well done. Then the fact that you found humor in a really life-threatening situation and you managed to take pictures and share them. So that was also really nicely put into the project. A slight improvement in the whole thing. Maybe this is something I missed and you really incorporated it into your project. The project said that it was supposed to be planning and implementing a small-scale project. I didn't quite catch what the project was about. A short excerpt on the project would have added value to your entire speech. If it was there, probably because of the connection, I did not find it. Your hand gestures, as usual, were a little cut off. So maybe that is something you can work on. Your speech was funny, it had drama, the sunset, everything. It was a really great piece of storytelling. As a challenge, can you do a speech with a 5 to 7 minute speech with a video running? That would be a speech that you could challenge yourself with. Amazingly done, well done speech. Congratulations. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Musa Kawal. And I believe everybody just discovered the person that I was talking about. Once again, thank you so much for your feedback. I'm deeply grateful. And yes, you're right. Perhaps I could have elaborated a bit. Actually, the whole project was the trip to Gawada, but it could have been a little bit more elaborated. Thank you so much for that feedback. And then we will have our debutant evaluator today, Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid, who would be evaluating Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum's speech. So over to you, Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid. And let me just inform everyone that this is her first evaluation and this is part of part 3 of evaluation and feedback project. So this evaluation itself will be evaluated And this evaluation will be delivered to Toastmaster Ramsha privately later. Over to you, Toastmaster Ramsha.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So first of all, TM Ali Ashar Anjum, it was really a good speech. Throughout the speech, I was really engaged. The topic that you pursued is Pursuit of Love. It was a really nice topic to speak on. I really like the way that your speech was very well crafted. First of all, let me tell you this, that the flow and the structure of speech was very good. The speech had a body and conclusion. Everything was very well crafted. I really like the way how you shared your personal experiences, what things that you heard when you went into university, and it was really showing that you had done some practice before you were delivering your speech. And I think we all should do practice before our speech, including myself. We should take some time out and practice before delivering the speech, definitely. I really like the way you told us about the things that are lacking in our generation. We should do things out of love to the people that we love. And all the things that you were saying, I could really relate to it, and I could definitely tell that this speech was great. The only thing that I think that you should work on is your vocal tone. The pace of your speech was continuous, and you were not using like vocal tones in your speech, because that was the only thing that was missing. Apart from that, everything was good. Another thing that I want to mention is that your timing was great. You had a very good, very well crafted speech. Apart from that, everything was good. So that was my evaluation for Toastmaster Ali Ashar. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ramsha. And congratulations to the entire club. We have found another excellent evaluator. Thank you so much for that wonderful evaluation. And yes, Toastmaster Ali, let me mention here that the originally the first part of this project was delivered in Urdu. And the feedback that Toastmaster Ali received was based on the language, more on the language, because all languages have their different dynamics. To actually mold that project into English and incorporate the feedback is nothing short of astounding. And anybody who heard Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum's original speech in Urdu and then heard this speech in English once again can testify that it takes an extraordinary amount of I can only say genius to actually transition like that. So congratulations, Toastmaster Ali. You overcame a hurdle that was unseen by most by incorporating the feedback on a speech delivered in a different language. Congratulations on that. So moving on, I have a sad news for Toastmaster Mariam Aftab Kitwai. Yes, you. And the sad news is that you are ineligible to receive the certificate of Best Table Topics Speaker today, because you are the Table Topics Evaluator. So congratulations, all other Table Topics speakers. You have a chance now. So over to you, Toastmaster Mariam, for the Table Topics Evaluation.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tala Saab. Thank you for this. It means a lot. So I would like to start with that. As this is my first evaluation, I just want to pinpoint some points. I would like to give all the guest speakers, those who have participated in table topics, and all the speakers, those who are the members of Toastmasters Club. A point that I would like to emphasize is generally for everyone who is listening to it. Firstly, give yourself this chance. I took my time. Before I was doing all as a guest speaker, I used to participate. I gave myself a time to understand what is it by participating in table topics. This is the best thing. I would like you all to understand what this means. It is an opportunity. The stage is yours. The time is given. It is hard to think on a topic that has given to you immediately. What you can do, try to repeat the question. That helps your mind to understand it, to clarify the question to yourself first. What will it will help you to understand it more precisely, and your brain will start thinking about it. Firstly, you have time to think about it. If you repeat the question, if you have not understand it and you want your time for that. Secondly, take this as an opportunity. You have 2 minutes, you have this time. No one is judging anything about you that you have done it bad, or everyone knows that there's a topic has given it to you at the point and you have this time. So take this and try to convert. This is the best tagline. I will always use that, from try me, buy me to try me. The transaction is very important. You have to understand this. Rather than waiting for your turn, you should come up like Hiba did that. That gives you a confidence. The more you participate, the more confident you become, and more you know how to interact and what to say and how to say. Because this helps in our daily lives also. We found ourselves in some places where we do face some situations where we have to answer them quickly. So that helps our brain to understand how to think. Always remember, opinions are always right. If any topic is given to you and you think that you cannot say much on that topic as you have not experienced that thing, that's fine. That's all right. You can give your opinion. You can give your opinion, and also that helps you in understanding that what you can add on that topic too. Stay calm. It's all right. Don't be in hurry. That's fine. Like while we have seen that you were driving, it's all right. Fazan's up, TM. Fazan, yes. Fish on wheels, you were that one. You were driving, but it is okay. We understand that while you are driving, it is quite hard to understand, and it was quite hard to concentrate on that topic. So take your time, relax, use your gestures always. I'm sorry, is I'm audible now? There was some connection problem.
Yes, you are audible now.
Okay, now, okay. Sorry, so it's just that. And Raghu, you were so good, you were confident. But one thing just I would like to add is, if you start with Lambi Judai, the song itself, that would have given a different impact. You were so good. I thoroughly enjoyed your story, where you have discussed about the trips and the song that you have connected. And I hope Mr. Megani will play that song for us, so we can all enjoy that too. We encourage you. We want you to participate more and transform yourself from buy me to try me. This is very important, and only you can do that.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mariam. That was a stunning table topics evaluation, especially given the fact that you were doing it for the first time. Really loved your insights. And thank you, Toastmaster Aliasha Ranjam, for actually taking up what I forgot, which was the vote for the best evaluator. So I believe all evaluators are qualified. Mr. Timer.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Unfortunately, 2 evaluators are not qualified for as per timing. Toastmaster Urmita took 1 minute and 57 seconds, and Toastmaster Ramsha Shahid took 1 minute and 47 seconds. Rest of the
Okay.
evaluators.
So that means that Toastmaster Ghulam Qadir and Toastmaster Javed Bhatti are eligible for voting, right? Okay.
Yes.
So Toastmaster Ali, can you please float the revised poll, if possible?
I revised it,
Toastmaster Ali, are you there?
and the same link would be okay for it.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ali. Everyone, please vote for the best evaluator. For those who may not be aware, actually, we count the table topics evaluator among the big four, rather than grouping them with the other evaluators. So this is how we operate in terms of voting. Anyhow, first of all, about the table topic session, Toastmaster Kareem Meghani is incapable of doing something on a small scale. So everything he does is a multimedia extravaganza, and today's table topics session was no different. It was really beautifully tied with the whole theme of the meeting today, and it brought a very festive spirit. And the most beautiful thing was about its message of inclusiveness and the realization that all festivals are chances to celebrate for the whole humanity, not just adherence to a certain religion or a certain country. And we should not ignore the chances to be happy. And in fact, if we cannot celebrate a festival due to our own beliefs or limitations, we could at least feel the happiness of those festivals on behalf of the people who are celebrating them. So congratulations on that table topic session. I will just have one feedback for you, and that is that really I cannot really fault it because it worked so beautifully today, but still you took a little too much time in introducing the topics. And perhaps you could have also pointed out the word of the day. But other than that, absolutely fantastic session. Congratulations. And thank you for enlivening our meeting by your session. Next, we have our first facilitator, who is our Grammarian Toastmaster Hiba Reis Khan. So Toastmaster Hiba, over to you for your Grammarian report.
Thank you, DTM Talha. Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the grammarian for this session, I hardly came across any incorrect words, phrases, and grammar spoken, but there was one mispronunciation. Someone said paralysis. It's supposed to be paralysis. And then I forgot to also mention that the grammarian also notes the interesting words and phrases spoken by the speakers. So some of the interesting words were phrases: listen intently, time is out of the essence, eloquent content, pronunciation, soft to the left, waypoints, sparsely populated, kissing on my legs, and exotic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hiba, for that wonderful grammarian report. As always, you again have the observation and the expressive skills to go through a lot of content in such a short time. And I'm always impressed by how closely you observe a meeting. Congratulations on that. Next, we have our word master of the day, who is Toastmaster Kareem Meghani. Toastmaster Kareem, your report, please.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. It seems that, auspicious word was not used by anyone other than me. Unfortunately, this is the second time I was trying to use the auspicious word of the day, but the word was not used very much. I didn't hear it. If anybody hear it, tell me.
Well, actually, I read it several times in the chat box, and the latest exponent of that is Toastmaster Patricia, your colleague from Madagascar. And You were kind of uniquely positioned to ensure its usage as table topics master. So it all comes down to that actually. But still, I did hear it once or twice, to be very honest. But yes, not as much as it should have been used. Next, we have our R counter of the day, and our R counter is Toastmaster Javed 30. Toastmaster Javed, over to you.
Thank you, DTM Talha. My R counter report says Toastmaster Ramsha used the word once, once, so 2 times. Toastmaster Ali Asher used repeated words 3 times. Toastmaster Kareem Meghani used once, once, and so 2 times. DTM Ajay said 2 times. And Toastmaster Naveed Aslam used 8 times, 1 time, and 3 repetitive words. Guest Patricia used 2 times, once, and so once. That's it from my side. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, our counter, Toastmaster Javed 30. Next, we have our timer, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Please present your report.
I've already given my reports on different occasions, so you may proceed to next facilitator.
Okay, thank you so much. And next, we have one of our favorite Toastmasters doing his favorite role, Toastmaster Latif, who is our listener of the day. But there's a surprise up his sleeve, because actually he will also be evaluating Toastmaster Kareem Meghani's project. His table topic session was a project called Active Listening. And in active listening, you are supposed to violate all the rules of table topics. So let's first hear from Toastmaster Latif how well Toastmaster Kareem did in his project, and then you can move on to the listener report. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, DTM Talha bin Hamid. Today, Toastmaster Table Topic Master Kareem Meghani had a wonderful session. And I really, when I was looking at the notes for the evaluators, it was the project to practice active listening at your club meetings. And he did wonderful. I know he's a very good listener. He keeps his composure focused in everything. But for the session to run and then all of a sudden reply to that, the speaker is really a challenge. And trust me, fellow audience, congrats Toastmaster Kareem, because he has done tremendously well for this. Now, when I was going through this table topic session, I really found out that he has made immense, I think I should say this, you have put a lot of pressure on yourself, selecting the topic and making it us for engaging one. And it really congratulate for you that. But over here, I'm not here for the table topic session. I'm here for the speech, how you have evaluated the speeches. What I understand that normally if you want to attract or appreciate the speaker, it's better to take one of those lines from those, like for example, if I said, I love biryani, why not you could say that, I love biryani too. And then you can move on with your amazing session, amazing the way you have turned the speakers. I know you don't have to evaluate the speech, the content on everything. It's just one of those lines, how you are listening effectively. So just few lines, which I thought would have add more pleasure or encourage the speakers to be on the podium again. One more thing, actually, DTM Talha said that, you have to break all the protocols. But in the project, it's written, the members should follow all established protocols for the table topic session. So I have no idea DTM Talha is on which side, my side or your side. You take that. And in any case, you are a very established speaker. And Toastmasters, we do learn calmness, we learn patience. And for the audience interest, this was an amazing session. Only thing which I felt only thing which I felt was to encourage these speakers so that they could have added more challenging to their goals. Lastly, where you can challenge yourself. As likely if you have invested so much of time to that song, to that the speaker who is coming and speaking about, you could have said it like, I think you are the next, whoever the singer was or whoever was, like, you can make it something more interesting for them. And that's all it is. Congratulations for completing your project. Keep rocking, keep completing these levels and make us proud. Over to you, General Evaluator. Sorry, back to me. My role as a listener. My role as a listener. So everyone, please unmute yourself and be ready. Just one suggestion for the speaker to be quiet. I immediately protested.
Toastmaster Hina.
Bravo. Cherry on the cake.
Again, Toastmaster Hina.
Glorious sunset.
DTM Tala.
Yes, love is full of pain.
Toastmaster Ali
Ashar.
We have two disqualification.
Toastmaster Imran.
Timer.
Timer.
Imran.
Why me to try me?
Toastmaster Mariam Kidwai.
Mariam Kidwai.
Mariam Kidwai, yes.
Working secondary tire.
DTM Tala.
Time is very important.
Hina.
Toastmaster Hina.
Our generation needs a new partner.
Ali Ashar Anjum. Let's get him a
Evaluation is
partner.
breakfast of champions.
Talha.
Great. Now this one is very interesting and it's a lengthy sentence. So please keep calm. I want to say the whole sentence again. It takes a lot of courage for you to listen and then write it down at the same time. Sometimes you should not look for destination. The journey itself is memorizing. Mesmerizing. DTM Tala.
DTM Tala.
Congratulations. Everyone were active except me because I had to leave for 10 minutes. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lateef, for that evaluation and for that listener session. In case you were wondering which protocol I was talking about, the protocol is actually that the table topics master is not advised to give any feedback or any reflection of what the table topic speaker just spoke in order not to bias the voters. But again, what do I know? In fact, the evaluation sheet itself doesn't agree with itself. So you're perfectly right in questioning me. But anyway, this was the protocol. And I believe now we are done with the facilitators. And yes, so I will request our vote counter to float the poll. Oh, he has done that already. Wow. Seriously, that is amazing work, Toastmaster Ali. So everyone, please vote for your best meeting facilitator. And
I think my name is not.
now.
Is it Big Four?
Yeah, it's Big Four. It's Big Four.
I think my name is not there.
Yeah. Far be it from us to dare to ignore you. So, yeah, you are one of the Big Four. Don't worry about it. It will come a bit later.
Yeah.
Okay. So now moving on to the journal evaluation of the meeting. First of all, I am absolutely floored by the fact that today we had such amazing attendance on the very eve of Eid. And in fact, not the eve, in many places, there today is Eid. So I'm truly grateful for all our members who invited guests and who propagated this meeting, who publicized this meeting. It was an absolute success in terms of every criteria that we can think of, and especially in terms of the atmosphere of the meeting. So congratulations to everyone. Each participant of the meeting today lent that special touch to the meeting, and I could be prouder. We started a little bit late, and it is my advice that to our VP Education that sometimes it takes phone calls rather than just messages to get people to join. Trust me, I speak from experience. So, and again, I can see where you're coming from, because yes, if we have enough members joining, and if one member has not joined in time, then maybe their role can be reassigned. But then when that member joins, the reassignment can again get a little bit messy. So one has to take that into account. But what led to all this? I'm not trying to, it's not really the VB Education's fault, right? It is actually a function of members not joining in time. So everyone, including myself, everyone is strongly urged to join the meeting, especially the role players, 5 minutes before the meeting is supposed to begin. And that will make things easier for all of us. And trust me, again, I speak from experience. Every time we have done that, every time our role players have joined before the meeting begins, the entire meeting is right on time. So that is one thing we need to look out for. Again, I've given my thoughts about the various segments. I must say today, the quality of the speeches was right up there with our usual quality, although the quantity was not there today, but the quality more than made up for it. And I'm especially impressed by the evaluations that were delivered today, especially our debutant evaluator, Toastmaster Ramsha, who sounded as if she has been evaluating for ages. So congratulations. And of course, Toastmaster Mariam's table topics evaluation once again was great. I actually have just one more point to add, and that is some speakers during table topics actually spoke a few Urdu terms, and that is perfectly, there's nothing absolutely wrong with that, but it will be good if you explain those terms, what do those means, because Alhamdulillah, we now have an international audience in all of our meetings, and many of the attendees may not understand the terms. So that is just one improvement area that I will suggest to keep everyone in mind. And with that, again, I congratulate everyone, all the role players on this amazing meeting, and hand over the charge to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ghulam Khan.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. As a TMOD, I will not take much time and hand back the charge to you as a president. So amazing speeches we witnessed. As a member, as an audience, I was not expecting this much of attendance. I agree with DTM Talha. The quality of the table topic was much better as compared to our previous meetings. So overall, I will say a very, very successful meeting, and thank you very much, everyone, for making this happen. So inshallah, we'll continue with this journey, and we'll have more and more better meetings, successful meetings. So that's about it from my side. Over to you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you so much. So, and as always, Toastmaster Ali has floated the poll for Big Four, even without me asking for it. So everyone, please vote for your favorite Big Four role player. And while the votes are being compiled, I will ask, most of our guests have left, but we have one, DTM Raghu. DTM Raghu, would you kindly share your feedback about the meeting?
Hey, good evening, everybody. I think this is one of the beautiful meetings I attended so far, and especially the table topic master, Toastmaster Kareem. He brought all those nostalgic moments back. This is one of the creative table topic session I ever had so far. Somebody sharing those audio and then asking us to talk over it. I really loved each and every bit, the speeches, table topic evaluation. I think this is something only advanced club do have as per my knowledge. So a great job there. And she did give all the tips. Instead of just evaluating, she also gives tips how we can do. I really loved her way. Why instead of why me, try me. These are something that I will take back to my club. Hope you all will also get some time to attend my club meeting. Looking forward to attend more of your meeting. Thank you for inviting me today. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, DTM Raghu. It's an honor to have you with us. And of course, your colleague, DTM Ajay. It's always an honor to have you both. And you always add so much life to our meetings. Thank you so much. We're on it. We also have another guest, Mahev, if I'm correct, Toastmaster Mahev. Would you like to share your feelings about the meeting?
Yes, thank you, TTM Tala. So I think the meeting was perfect. Everyone has given their best today, especially the Toastmaster of the day, Kalum, the Topics Master, and you, TTM Tala. And I really like that there are many roles that have been taken. And I want to congratulate you for that. And I want to thank Karim too for inviting me for this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was an honor and privilege to have you with us. And Toastmaster Ali, our vote counter, are the results ready?
Should I start?
Yes.
So the best speaker award goes to DTM Tala bin Hamid. Then next for our next best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Ibarais Khan. Then best evaluator. Now best evaluator is a tough call, and with a close margin, the best evaluator is Toastmaster Javed Bhatti. Okay. Then we have the best facilitator, and this award goes to our listener, Toastmaster Latif Mansoor Ali. Okay, now the last of Big Four. It's our debutant Toastmaster Mariam Aftab Kidwai. She always came and gets the award, either being a guest or the mapper. So congratulations to all the winners. Over to the president, distinguished Toastmaster Tala bin Hamid.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ali. And this is precisely what I was fearing. I did not say it because that would have swayed the voters before, but I had this gut feeling that Toastmaster Mariam will not leave this meeting without an award. Congratulations. It was thoroughly well deserved. There's one more award, and that is the Critics' Choice for Best Speaker. For those who don't know, we ask a critic to evaluate the speeches according to the International Speech Contest ballot. And the best part is that even if the project is not a formal speech, it is a panel discussion, it is an interview, even then, the critic actually evaluates the speech as if it were a speech. what that does is encourages our member to turn every project into an interesting speech with all the elements present. So, and I'm personally so pleased to see the results of this, because we've had this for more than a year, I believe, or maybe about 2 years now. And even our researching and presenting projects have now gotten so interesting, precisely because every speaker tries to score well in the critics' choice. So today, since we had 4 speakers, usually we announce all the top 3 positions, but since we only had 4 speakers today, so we'll just announce the top 2, and bottom 2 are easy to guess. So our second place goes to Toastmaster Ali Ashar Anjum, the lovebird. Congratulations. And our first place winner not only conquered the hearts of the audience, but also of the critics today, Toastmaster Hina Ali. Congratulations. So with that, I will ask our VP Education if he wants to add anything about the next meeting or make any announcement about level completions. You're welcome to do so now.
Please adjourn the meeting so that I can go.
Okay, fair enough. So, but let me announce that Toastmaster Ramsha completes her level 1 today. So congratulations to her. And with that, for the next week's meeting will of course take place inshallah on Wednesday as per schedule. And you're all encouraged to book your slots right now. I thank everyone for your participation and offer my sincere greetings of Eid or any other festival that you're celebrating. And in fact, I wish that every day becomes a festival for you.